Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Over the course of the past few days, we've actually seen several new updates go out for Battlefield 6. Not necessarily all in-game updates, but rather communication updates in the way of what to expect here in the near future with a couple of gameplay related updates, things of that nature. The devs have also made some pretty interesting changes and confirmed some pretty interesting changes for some future updates as well. So we've got quite a bit to break down here today, starting first with this new post from Battlefield Bulletin from a few days back saying a quick note on Battlefield 6 game updates that was posted. Battlefield Studios says Netcode and Hitreg fixes, maybe the two most, or really it's sort of the same thing here, but the most important update for the entire game, because it doesn't matter if you have the perfect movements and the perfect maps and the perfect gunplay. If the netcode and the hitreg does not feel good, that impacts all of that. So like, this should be priority number one. These fixes will take longer since they are still investigating reports from the community, but that won't prevent them from releasing other small quality of life changes and fixes when they're ready to drop. They say the way the updates work is that different people on a team will work on different parts of the game. Some changes just take longer. The priority is not lower just because it takes longer to fix. The team is investigating the reports around netcode, and when we have an update, we'll provide it. That doesn't mean we'll stop doing any other updates in the meantime. When we have fixes that can go out, we'll push them out as we did on Tuesday a few days back when we saw a minor update go live to address some quality of life stuff, a few fixes here and there. So basically, the overarching end goal here is to get those major updates out for the netcode and for hitreg, but in the meantime, we're going to continue to see some smaller updates drop that won't necessarily be addressing the main issue here, because they still have other things they have to fix and they have to update. So we're going to get the best of both worlds eventually. It's just going to take some time, and we've got no real ETA as to when we can expect these full-on netcode and hitreg fixes. But obviously, as we get any details on that or really any other updates going on in Battlefield, you guys know I'll keep you up to date with everything going on. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And if you guys enjoy this video as we go through a variety of details, quite frankly, on some new updates and changes coming, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. It's a great way to help grow the channel. I did also want to briefly recap some of the changes that we saw go live earlier on this week. We had the 1.1.3.6 quality of life update drop. We of course covered the full patch notes for those ahead of time, and they did detail they were going to be adjusting some different cosmetic stuff based on community feedback. That being the underwear skin, where he's just got underpants on his chest for some reason. Obviously the skin, the Objective A skin here, that was copying the Call of Duty Ghosts logo, like one for one in the mask. They have gone through, they've updated this. We can see the old one on the left, the new one on the right here. So there is some more noticeable differences. He's still wearing the underwear on his chest though for some reason. They also said they were going to fix this AI generated emblem, because the devs specifically said, I think it was actually the vice president or whatever, actually said there's not going to be generative AI content in Battlefield 6. Players won't see content like that. Lo and behold, over the holiday break, we had these different emblems drop, and yeah, you can see from left to right, there's not a difference. Luckily, Battlefield 6 did respond to this. They're aware that they screwed up. So they quoted their original update patch notes saying, the latest update notes communicated that a change would be made to the Winter Warning player card sticker to bring it more in line with Battlefield's visual identity, aka not using generative AI. The timing was incorrect. Winter Warning will be updated when Season 2 launches on February 17th. So they'll be changing that sticker at that time. Obviously, not the most game-changing thing here, but it's nice that they realized that their patch notes were not correct. They misinterpreted the timing there. They, misquoted the timing there, whatever you want to say about it, and that it will be getting updated, and they'll be paying more attention to the cosmetics here as time goes on, hopefully to avoid a repeat scenario of this. We also just recently got a new blog on some of their anti-cheat updates throughout the end of 2025 and some of their plans for 2026. Obviously, the cheating has been a decently hot topic so far in Battlefield 6 and throughout RedSec, with them popping up more and more sort of as time has gone on here. And they did want to go through in detail a new anti-cheat update. They say a lot of the conversation around the anti-cheat lacks reliable information, and sharing one large update every season is not enough to properly inform players. So to address that, we're going to be regularly updating you with a breakdown of recent anti-cheat metrics and what they mean. With that in mind, it's important to understand that cheater-related metrics naturally ebb and flow for a variety of reasons. Metrics can improve when we update reporting flows, release new detections, add telemetry, or gain a deeper understanding of specific cheats. On the other hand, they can deteriorate when cheat developers identify gaps in detection. As always, this applies to basically every game here. Cheating is a cat and mouse thing. The anti-cheat gets updated and cheats dwindle down. And then the cheat devs update their stuff and the anti-cheat feels like it's falling behind. Then the anti-cheat gets an update, then the cheat devs update. And it's this never-ending cat and mouse game. It just sucks that this is where gaming is at this point in time. These fluctuations are expected and help guide when we focus our efforts. So we can see the match infection rate with the match infection rate on the left here. Then the time on the bottom, obviously, as we saw over the holiday break, cheating sort of got more and more out of control versus pre-break. They drop an anti-cheat update, it dwindles down, but then they go on a holiday break. We're not seeing any new updates go out. The cheat devs are updating their stuff over the holidays, and the cheat infection rate does end up spiking a little bit. They do say that in December, the match infection rate started at 2.5%. Over the course of the month, that declined to just over 2% and then rose to just over 3% towards the end of the holiday period. For comparison, during October to November, covered in the previous update, it peaked at around 2.5%. So over the holidays to end the year, Battlefield 6 had its worst cheating rate so far. Throughout December, Javelin prevented 580,000 plus attempts to cheat or tamper with the game before they could impact matches. We also tracked 224 cheat-related programs, hardware solutions, vendors, sellers, and their associated communities. Of those, 206 of them publicly reported feature failures, detection notices, and downtime, or took their cheats offline. That's the end goal there for sure. We're now moving into the new year with a continued focus on detection, prevention, and enforcement. You can expect the next update covering January's metrics in roughly a month's time with more detail to help keep you informed. So essentially, we're going to be getting monthly anti-cheat updates detailing how much cheaters are actually impacting the game, and then also ideally some of their methods and some of their plans for countering it, update to update. We'll see how things go here, but certainly some good news that they are well aware that they're tracking this stuff, and they've got seemingly plans and things plotted out for some upcoming detections and ways to combat the cheating problem. And then this one is a bit interesting, and I hope that this bodes well for the foreseeable future. Earlier on this week, Battlefield, just after the update actually, ended up featuring a portal creation that kind of recreates Operation Metro. Now, it's not a one-to-one thing by any means, but it's similar in layout and pathing and everything to Operation Metro, one of the most, beloved things that we've seen in Battlefield as far as a map and an experience goes. And then players started jumping on. They realized, okay, it's cool that we can play Metro, but we're not going to earn any XP on this, because it's the portal experience and everything. They actually did go through, though, and updated this. Metro Custom Portal now offers full progression. It, I believe, is still playing on 30 hertz for a server, so hopefully they go through and they update that as well. But it does seem they're paying a bit more attention to some of these main portal created and community created features and experiences. And seeing as Operation Metro is something that players have been asking for, hey, can we remaster this for Battlefield 6? We need more experiences like this. Hopefully this is them sort of teasing, in a sense, you guys can play the community creation now. Maybe we'll have like a full one later on down the road, but also offering more full progression in these portal experiences is going to make Portal way more worth it to actually play and go through and search for different experiences, or play the highlighted and the featured things that they are doing on the main menu from time to time. So hopefully this means more consistent and better support is coming for some of these custom modes and just general portal support. They said they wanted to really update and upgrade the portal experience quite a bit in the coming months. So hopefully this is just the start of that. That said, several bits of good news across the board here for Battlefield 6. That is going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new here, you want to make sure you're always up to date with everything going on in the world of Battlefield, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.